On this episode of He Said, She Heard, I sit down with voiceover artist Amy Sinha. Plus, do you remember this episode? Not this one. You were about to do the plumber.
Is that a dance the young people do? Do the plumber, do the plumber.
That one.
Do the plumber, do the plumber.
I wish I could dance like that. Dance like
The
that.
uncut
Dance
version
like
of
that.
Sexy Plumber
Live out
features
that
this
fantasy.
song, and we decided to make a music video for it. Those of you watching the episode as opposed to listening to it will get to see it. Plus, listen in or watch later to find out how you can score some free merch. All this and more on He Said, She Heard. Now, besides listening to us from any corner of the world, you know that you can watch us too.
È possibile vedere anche il video di questo episodio collegandovi sul sito www.hesaidSheheard.com.
If you want to watch this episode, you can head over to our website, www.hesaidSheheard.com.
She heard a silly noise. I know what's going on. He said that's not what happened. Girl, you got it wrong. He said she heard about what's going on. He said she heard about what's going on. About what's going on.
Do you enjoy watching movies? Yes! Do you like to hear other people's opinions on movies? Yes! And do you find that you don't always have the time to listen to an entire podcast about one movie? Yes! Well, then you might enjoy my new podcast, Living for the Cinema. My reviews cover the good, the bad, and the ugly of what makes each film unique, but in less than 20 minutes. Check out Living for the Cinema on all platforms where podcasts are available.
Ryan Stewart here of the Two Live Stews. I want to tell you about Herbal Erect, a male enhancement instant drink made with natural ingredients I now use. It is specially formulated to improve any intimate encounter and maximize your sexual potential.
With my high blood pressure and having to schedule adult playtime with my wife, our relationship struggled. Now I take Herbal Erect. There have been no side effects, and happy wife, happy life.
Remember, sex is supposed to be fun and enjoyable. For a free sample, visit herbal-erect.com. That's herbal-erect.com. Also available on amazon.com.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of He Said, She Heard, which may end up being your favorite. So don't forget to click the share and subscribe buttons, and also to keep this international comedy and music show going and growing, there's a Become a Patron button. When you click the Become a Patron button, you'll see there's perks for supporting the show. Listen, share, support. Back to the show now. Welcome to the new He Said, She Heard. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Fox, and we got a great show for you today. Joining us from the United Kingdom in the beautiful hills in Wales is voiceover artist Amy Sinha. Now, Amy, did I say your name correctly? I hope so.
You did. Well done.
Well, great. Hi, Amy. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. It's actually sunny here and quite warm. So, yes,
Wow.
it's good.
That's
Very
good
rare.
for a change, right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, Amy is a voiceover artist. And Amy, I was wondering if you could give us a sample of some of your signature voices.
Oh, God. Oh, look, there you go. Put me on the spot. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, as I'm in Wales, I can do a really, really Welsh accent because this is what the Welsh sound like. And we do have a few famous Welsh people. Can you guess? Can you name a few?
A few Welsh speakers?
Welsh people. Yeah. Welsh people who have made it in America.
Who have made it in America.
Mm.
Let's see. Can you give me any hints?
Okay. Who married into the dynasty? As in like the Hollywood fame.
It's in the Hollywood fame. Are they still married now?
They are.
They are still married. Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, so Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Okay, yes, that's right. She
Yeah.
did. Yes. Wow.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. Okay, that's my Welsh accent. I can do a lot, but I kind of need to go into the zone. So it's yeah.
Right. Okay, and I also understand that you have a musical background. Is that right?
Yes, I do. I've been singing, well, since I can remember, but I entered my first talent competition at the age of 6.
Wow.
And then, yeah, I've been singing ever since.
So you still do some singing in addition to doing the different voiceover projects that you work on a regular basis?
I do, yeah. I mean, even with the voiceovers, a lot of people ask if I can sing, like I did a podcast intro for somebody, and I had to make a melody for them to fit with their words for their intro. So it kind of like goes hand in hand. It's kind of, I haven't left it. It's just included.
That is amazing. Yeah, the two worlds of music and voice acting can, cohabitate together so beautifully.
It can, and all the skills that I've learned, obviously, as a vocalist, it kind of comes in handy with the voices as well. Because it's funny, because all of the voices, all of the accents that I can do singing, I can actually do speaking. Why? So I can do a Cockney accent. I can actually do an American accent. I'm not going to do it, but
Oh, you're not going to do it.
I'm not going to do it. I'll probably get hate mail or something. No, I'm not going to do it.
So I was wondering if you could do like a Southern American accent, like I'm from Texas or something, or Georgia. You able to do that?
I can say a few words, but only because I used to watch Dallas a lot. So it kind of, and Nashville, the TV show. So I kind of got into the
Nashville.
Southern, but yeah, I like Nashville.
And you could do little kids' voices too.
I can do little kids' voices.
Because my daughter's in the room, so right now you could probably say something to her, and she would think, wait a minute, is one of my peers nearby? One of my classmates nearby?
Oh, how old is she?
She is 4 years old. I had to pause there because I look at her right now, I'm just thinking she is really sprouting. And I said to my wife the other day, I said, it's just so amazing that, one day she came by to see us, and I was like, I thought that was our son, but she is catching up to him.
Wow,
They grow so quick. You have children of yourself?
No, I don't. But I've got 2 nephews, 3 godchildren, and about 100 other kids.
Yes.
Around me.
But I'm sure that gives you some material whenever you're thinking of, okay, I got a project here where I'm going to have to be a little kid. So you guys are giving me some material to work with.
I do. I sit there and I listen and go, right, how did they say this? It is very good, actually, having access to a lot of children on a real basis, just to see their how they kind of mimic, how they sign, like the giggles. I actually have quite a good giggle. Kids laugh.
I'm not sure if I already asked this, but what age did you realize that you had this talent for doing all these voices? Did somebody tell you, Amy, you've got this talent, you should just really do something with it? Is there a memory that you can look back in your childhood where somebody told you, just go for it?
Funnily enough, no, I don't. And
really?
So because I've always been good at singing. So singing
was where it started. Okay.
Was where it started. And the accents, like, as in I could do an American, because when you're singing jazz, so I'm a jazz singer predominantly. And when you're singing jazz, American, I don't want people to like hate me for saying this, but Americans kind of have this nasal kind of tone to their voice. So when you're singing, like you sing kind of like that, you get like Mariah Carey, it is kind of nasally. So when you're doing kind of show songs, you just have to put a little bit of a kind of a nasal twang on it, and you kind of got an American accent.
That is so interesting that you say that, because I remember I was taking singing lessons, and my instructor was telling me to go down to maybe bass and or baritone at least, because she says when you try to sing the higher notes, you sound nasally. So I took her advice.
Happen. Yeah, no, it does happen, and if you don't kind of stamp that out, it will continue to happen. So
that's fascinating. So Amy, where can people find you, especially if they're, let's say, interested in hiring you for their next voiceover gig, when they need someone of your description of voices?
Well, I do have a website at www.amysinha.com, and it's SINHA.com, and all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, a Clubhouse, anything else. Oh, what's the other one? TikTok. Although I kind of don't really understand TikTok much, but I am on it.
You are on it. It is fascinating what you see what people do there. I just saw in the news the other day, there's grandmas on there, and people that let's say they lost their grandmas at a young age, they say these grandmothers like fill a void for them. I don't know if you saw that piece on the news. I thought that's kind of touching, that it reaches people in that way.
It's amazing how things can go viral.
It is.
It's just little things, like people saying funny things to their wife, and then they come up with responses, and I've seen a lot of that. I thought that was quite funny.
Wonderful. Wow, Amy. Well, let me see. Is there anything else you want to let our viewers / listeners know about anything you're working on, or before we go?
Anything? Well, I'm available for British. I always say that I've got a British voice because it kind of works well in America. I know America love the British accent.
They do.
They do.
It
So,
catches people's attention,
does
it
it?
does.
But it's funny when you people go, oh, that person doesn't have an accent. What do they mean by that? Like in America when they say that.
In America, when they say that person doesn't have an accent.
Right.
Okay, I'm thinking if I was the one to say that, if someone say, oh, that person's British, and I could say they don't have an accent, maybe it's not noticeable. Maybe it's not detectable. That's probably what I would say. Because, yeah, there are some people that you hear them talk and you probably don't pick up on it right away.
Yeah, it does. But there's a lot of British actors I've seen in the film industry. Very, but it's funny because they put on a very, very posh accent. So they sound like they're James Bond. Yeah,
James Bond.
You get that, yes.
There was a Steve Martin bit he did on Saturday Night Live where he's pretending to be James Bond, and Sting was on there and he's playing the bad guy, and he goes, Mr. Bond, I can't quite get your accent. He's like, really? Well, I can't quite get yours. He's like, it's because I'm English. And he goes, oh, really? Because Martin was deliberately, intentionally talking with a very bad British accent that you couldn't detect.
Oh, man. It's easily done. But you'll find that
Easily
they're just
done.
really, 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 really posh. Yeah.
Yeah, it does get people's attention, because that's probably why, it makes you very marketable. People are like, yes, I need a British actress for this next project. So that's probably why they go to you.
That is true. But what do you think? So putting back on you, do you think that a British accent has to be really, really posh to get noticed? Or do you think just a more general accent like I'm talking right now?
It probably depends on the project, but I guess if to really get people's attention, to start it off as very posh, probably would get people's attention. They'd be like saying, okay, I want to hire Amy. But if it's something really more modern, maybe more, what's the word? I can't think of. Whatever word it is, fill in the blank. Then it would probably be the more general one that you were describing.
Okay, well, I will try to speak like the Queen from now on.
Sounds good. One thing I really love is, I'm not sure if they do this over in Britain, but I know they do this over in Australia. When people were getting ready to go out, they say, we're going to go have a cup of tea. Because I was in Australia years ago. And so the person said that. And I thought, okay, we're going to go to a place to get some tea. And then we're at a fish and chips restaurant. And then I realized he was saying, oh, Michael, that's just a figure of speech. That means we're getting together. You say, I'm in a cup of tea. Do they say it in England too? Is that a British thing as well? Or?
Well, if we say we're getting a cup of tea, we're actually getting a cup of tea.
Oh, so it literally
drink.
Means oh, because over in Australia, that means we're getting together. They'll say, you want a cup of tea? And that means we're getting together. And that can mean we're going to go eat. And I thought, wow, I literally thought that meant we're going to all share a cup of tea.
Tea. But it's funny because we do say, let's go get some tea.
Let's go get some tea.
Which means let's go out for like dinner.
For dinner.
But not a cup. If you say a cup of tea, that is an actual drink.
That is fascinating. I would think it was the same, but it's different over in Australia than it is over in the UK. That is amazing.
You know what? We are quite different. Australia and the UK. I mean, obviously, yeah, a lot of things are the same. Don't get me wrong. And the culture is kind of the same.
Yes.
The way the types of things that we say, but the culture.
Yes.
I guess the culture is quite different.
Quite different. Well, when I started this podcast, before I added interview segments, I was doing like Australian humor, and I'm doing it over here in America. And some of my American friends, they listen right away. They were like, "Oh, I love the British humor."
They do. You know what? They confuse the Australian and British accent.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I can understand confusing New Zealand and Australian, but British, there is a difference. You just hear it. There's almost. I don't want to say twang. It all say a little bit like this. I mean, that's a little bit an exaggerated Paul Hogan type, but then British like is a little bit more posh. Like we're gonna go have a cup of tea.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh, thank you. Well, Amy, it's been great having you on the show. Good luck to your future projects. Hope you keep growing and growing, and I'm sure you will.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend.
Yes, you too, Amy.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to pause for a quick commercial break.
Do you enjoy watching movies? Yes! Do you like to hear other people's opinions on movies? Yes! And do you find that you don't always have the time to listen to an entire podcast about one movie? Yes! Well, then you might enjoy my new podcast, Living for the Cinema. My reviews cover the good, the bad, and the ugly of what makes each film unique, but in less than 20 minutes. Check out Living for the Cinema on all platforms where podcasts are available.
Ryan Stewart here of the Two Live Stews. I want to tell you about Herbal Erect, a male enhancement instant drink made with natural ingredients I now use. It is specially formulated to improve any intimate encounter and maximize your sexual potential.
With my high blood pressure and having to schedule adult playtime with my wife, our relationship struggled. Now I take Herbal Erect. There have been no side effects, and happy wife, happy life.
Remember, sex is supposed to be fun and enjoyable. For a free sample, visit herbal-erect.com. That's herbal-erect.com. Also available on amazon.com.
Welcome back. He Said, She Heard. That was a great interview with Amy Sinha, wasn't it? Now, by the way, I've been getting a lot of comments like, Mike, why are you looking over here? Why are you looking over there? Okay, am I getting it? All right. I just got it's like looking in a mirror. I forget how sophisticated Apple is. Because sometimes people will say, Mike, where are you looking at? You know, you're looking at the ceiling, you're looking at the carpet when you're talking. I can't see you. Okay, well, now I'm getting the hang of it. I forget that Apple is always 700 steps ahead of me. It's right, because of their genius ball. They know what they're doing. Yes, they're wearing their turtlenecks. Hello, welcome to the Apple Store. Oh, you want us to fix your machine. But you're not a part of our exclusive brainwashing club where we are able to magically get in there and fix these unreplaceable pieces that only Apple stores are able to not manufacture, but have ready for you in nicely scented materials. You ever notice that when you open up a new Apple product, because you spent so much money on it, they reward you with having almost like a new car smell. But you figure, well, when Apple probably gets around to making their own electric car, when we get to that part of the future, it's going to have that same type of smell. Maybe the car will even come in a box. But anyway, getting back to that interview with Amy Sinha, that was a fantastic conversation. I love talking to different types of people, and I love this new format. And I'd like to get your feedback. I've noticed as I look at the analytics for He Said, She Heard, this episode is kicking butt. I mean, the last episode is kicking butt. But I already know that this episode is going to kick butt. I already know that. But you know what? I want to raise the bar a bit. Okay? I want to raise the bar a bit. As the audience is beginning to grow, I was thinking that one way that I can give an incentive to our listeners that show some love to this show, show some engagement for the show without any commitment that's like, oh my God, I gotta commit to something. No. Of course, the other word that I'm referring to, the other C word, is comment. So you leave a comment. This is what you can get for free from our merch store. Take it away. Cutaway shot. There you go. Boom. So, you see those two items there from the Passive Aggressive Bank Robbers episode? Yes, those tend to be the hottest items at our merch store. So that's why, as an incentive to you for leaving a comment on this episode, or any episode for that matter, that's right, you will have one of those items mailed to you. That's right. So that's how that works. One face we haven't seen, by the way, since we first started this episode, is Mattia Signoroli. Though, back it up, we did see him in the intro, the pre-recorded intro, but we haven't seen him yet. So anyway, we're going to go live to Mattia right now and ask him how his tour with his group New Lucky Fellow went. Hi Mattia, how did it go?
Hi Mike, the tour went well. Here's some highlights.
Martedì, chiamiamolo martedì. Danny ci pensò un po', poi sorrise. Ma sempre con te.
Wow, good times. I really wish I could be there right now. I love firsties. Did it sound like I just said I am thirsty or I love thirsty? That doesn't make any sense. I love doing things for the first time. It creates newness. The last episode, one with David Paris, that was the first episode that we experimented with this hot new talk show format. And we ended with a skit. Take it off, put it back on. Well, this episode we're going to mix it up a little bit more. 2 words for you. Music video. Music video. Here's a music video for you. And this was from the Sexy Plumber uncut version. Here's the Plumber Rap. Whose truck is this? And what are they doing packed behind my wife's car? Black spoon bowl? Is my wife having an affair? I'll just put my ear on this back door. Well, what do we have here?
Just an old bra.
You won't make it to second base. I'm coming in.
Is that a dance the young people do? Do the plumber, do the plumber.
Victor Black Spoon Bowl? Do. What's going on here?
Just a drip down there, just a drip down there.
Easy fix too. Do. Easy fix too. Great thing your wife called. Great thing your wife called.
Is that a dance? Do the plumber, do the plumber.
Do.
Do the plumber, do the plumber.
I wish I could dance like that. Dance like that. Dance like that.
Don't get to live out that fantasy, plumber boy. And by the way, how did you know my name? The donut shop. The donut shop.
Honey.
The donut shop. Are you alright? That's it. Are you alright?
Honey, let's let Victor finish up in here.
Victor?
That's his name, sweetheart.
Victor? Yeah, I know that's his name. Victor Black Spoon Bowl? Black Spoon Bowl?
There's really a leak.
Black Spoon Bowl?
He's a plumber and he's fixing it.
You know what? I owe Mr. Black Spoon Bowl a donut.
Is that a dance? Do the plumber, do the plumber. Is that a dance? Do the plumber, do the plumber.
You won't get to live out that fantasy, plumber.
Black spoon bowl, yeah, plumber what I do. Got a leak down there and you don't know what to do. Just pick up the phone, now before the plumber don't wanna wait. Or you'll be screaming in the summer. Call the plumber, call the plumber.
Call the plumber.
Call the plumber, call the plumber. Call the plumber, call the plumber. Call the plumber, call the plumber. Call the plumber, call the plumber. Call the plumber, call the plumber.
Call the plumber.
Call the plumber, call the plumber. Call the plumber, call the plumber.
Call the plumber.
Do. Black Spoon Bowl? Do. That was so much fun, we're going to do it again. Am I going to play the song again? No. But those of you that just listened, okay, you realize that you're missing out on the visual aspect. But if you're in a situation where you can't listen, you're driving, you're on the go while you get your podcast on, I understand. But when you get a stationary moment, you're going to want to go to the website, www.hesaidSheheard.com, and watch this episode. But anyway, I just wanted to say that the next episode is also going to have a music video. Here's a taste.
Can we sleep when our sheets are on fire? I blew a stinky fart. When she lit up a cigarette.
Very cool. This has been a great episode. Now, if you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, or bubbly comments, or honest comments, whatever you want to leave a comment via Podbean. But if you're not a Podbean user, if you use Apple Podcasts, whatever podcast app you use, if it allows you to leave comments, please leave comments, because by leaving a comment, you get a prize. So first step, leave a comment in your podcast app of preference, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Podbean or any of the other ones that allow you to leave bubbly comments. Second step, after the comment is published and you know it's up there, screenshot it / send me the hyperlink to that comment so I can check it out. And then after that, you can get your free merchandise. That's right, get your free merchandise. So that's how it works. Anyway, I'm Mike Fox. Till next time, this has been He Said, She Heard.